Hey guys, welcome back. I apologize for this lighting. I am not working with very much and I'm on my way out the door as soon as I film this. So just wanted to touch base with you guys like I told you I would in my last video about what I pack and why I pack the things that I pack, how I pack them. Because I do have such a specific need for certain things when I travel, I like to make sure I have a little bit of the things that I want and the things that make me feel good, and then the things that I absolutely need. I do travel with a much larger bag than most. That's troublesome when I am traveling across the country or when I'm in the airport and having to travel on a plane. It makes for a much more challenging experience, I'll put it that way. In this case, I'm just gonna be driving, so when I get to the hotel, obviously the bellhops will be there to help me get my luggage up to my room, which is great. I love when that is an option, and I always make sure that I have cash on hand to be able to tip those guys for those things because I really do appreciate that help. This bag is a hard shell bag, so as you can see, it's hard on the sides and it flips. It's got two it's got the 360 wheels and it's got the two halves. It doesn't extend much beyond just the hard shell case that it is. I have another one that's bigger that does extend. I was able to fit everything in this one this time, except for one thing which I'll show you later on that I do include in my suitcase when I'm traveling on plane, just because having one bag to check is way easier in this case since I can load it in my car, and since the bellhop will be there to help me get it to the hotel room once I get there. It just eliminates that step when I'm going to the airport and having to keep track of things in the airport. I found these on Amazon and it's just a collection of them. It's really easy to stay organized with them as well, so that you remember once you get there what's packed where and when you need to grab something really quickly on the go. Also, you don't have to unpack your entire suitcase once you get there. I can just pull out the bag that I know that I want or need for the next thing, and I kind of prefer that. It includes a larger bag like this, a mesh bag like this, a medium and a small, which I'll show you, and then a shoe bag, and then what they call laundry pouches, lots of laundry pouches. I think a small, a medium, and a large laundry pouch. I don't use them for laundry, but that's okay. They're great sizes and shapes, so I use them for all kinds of things that you'll see here in a second. Well, I love that they all kind of fit in their designated spot, and there's not a lot of moving and shifting, and then nothing really, if it settles to the bottom of the suitcase, especially in flight if you're doing an air travel, then they are really better about not combining everything into one giant pile and mushed up grouping of everything. I'm gonna go through a little bit of what's in each bag. I'm not gonna show and take out everything because again, it's already packed so well, and I'm heading out right after I film this. So first of all, the shoe bag obviously has my shoes in it, and I take one pair of shoes with me other than the shoes that I'm wearing. Shoes are something I feel like I can kind of be sparse on because I'm gonna wear the same shoes every day to the work events because I just have a generic flat. I can't wear heels. Those get caught up in my wheels. They make my ankles turn. It's a thing. Maybe I'll get into that in another video, but that's definitely a #Paralife struggle. So flats are the way to go. And I just have these like kind of glittery shoes that of course they last forever. So I can't even tell you when I bought these because I don't walk on them. So my shoes last a really long time. So I'm just taking this flat that has a little bit of sparkle to it because it will go with all of the outfits that I've packed. So in my big mesh bag, I have all of like my jackets, my sweaters, my scarves. It's going to be a little chilly. Still Texas, so not as chilly as the Northwest when I head up there. And in a hotel, typically in a conference room, it's gonna be pretty chilly. So I wanna make sure that I have something I can wear over my work clothes that is work appropriate. And then when we go out in the evenings, I wanna have something that's a little more casual. Well, I have a big jacket in here. These aren't specific to paraplegia or anything, so they're just generic clothing. Okay, that's number one. That's the biggest mesh bag. So this one is full of all of my tops for the trip. That includes t-shirts, blouses, and any other extra shirt that I might want to have an option to choose between. And it's great they all fit in this tiny little thing, so that works out perfect. Next to that one, I believe this is more of a little bit of paraplegia in here. I have a cushion that is on my chair, and so I have an extra cushion cover because sometimes those things can get wet if I spill something on myself, if I'm getting in and out of the shower and it gets too wet and I need to wash the one that's on or let it dry, the one that's on my chair, then I have a spare so that I'm not just stuck without one, because it's a necessity. And then I have a towel for my hair. I like to put my hair in its own towel when I get out of the shower. This is a little pad that goes on the cushion of my chair for when I'm getting out of the shower to absorb any water that kind of drips off of me. I don't have the luxury of being able to dry my entire body completely before getting into my chair. I'm going from a sitting position to a sitting position, so I'm going to get my chair wet. This prevents my seat from getting too wet. It's also very dangerous if I'm sitting on a wet chair for too long. It just increases the risk for things like sores on my bum. So this is just a few extra paraplegia things that might come in handy at some point. I will definitely use the towel and the pad to put on my chair when I get out of the shower. This laundry pouch actually holds all of my cords. So any electronics or cords that I might need, they're in here. So my laptop cord is in here, lightning charger for my phone and for my watch charger, it's in here as well. The lightning plug also works for my Beats headphones. I have a power bank in here in case I need more battery. I also have a lightning plug in my car. So in this zippered pouch, I have things like wipes, just in case, you never know. I have catheters. So all of the catheters that I keep in my purse are the ones that I use on the go. Obviously, they're a one-time use thing. These are one thing I can't get when I'm in my destination, when I'm in my hotel. I can't just go to CVS and buy these. These have to be custom ordered. These are a necessity. These are something I cannot go without. And typically they come individually wrapped, but I unwrap them and put them in a much smaller container because I like to prioritize things like a hairdryer. Call me vain, that's fine. But when I don't need an individual wrapper for each of these, then while I'm in the hotel room, then I just kind of keep them in the bathroom somewhere. So they're easily accessible. So that compacts that packing a lot. 2 hairbrushes, 1 round brush for when I'm blow drying my hair, and then 1 regular brush. And that's it. And I wish I had a better way because these get stuck like in the meshy part, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Okay, once I flip that over, I've got more like my toiletry side. This is the medium, smallest mesh container. It's the only thing that on this side that's not a toiletry item. Not true. My underwear and socks and things are in this side too. This is all of my pants, like 5 pairs of pants. I'll be there for 4 days, but I like to have a spare. I like to have options, especially when it comes to pants. But I was able to fit them all in this smallest bag, which I think is excellent. I use the Marie Kondo folding method too, by the way. So that one goes in the bottom. I put the heaviest items at the bottom of the suitcase so that it's already bottom heavy. Then I have right above that my makeup. So this includes pretty much makeup and brushes. Anything I might need to do my makeup is in here. And then next to that, I have this little kind of catch-all guy. He has toothpaste, deodorant, face moisturizer, my travel razor. Then there's this Spongel. I think that's how you pronounce those. I don't know, but these little body wash scrubs, the body wash is already in the sponge itself, and I figured I would try this out this trip because then I can just leave it there. I've had this for a while, so I figure why not use it on the go. It's a nice disposable item. Then above that, I've kind of crammed in these 2 laundry pouches. This isn't a laundry pouch. This is a laundry pouch, and it has my underwear, socks. I have a light colored bra in here, and right below this pouch is my hair dryer. So I'm kind of, I recognize that they will have a hair dryer at the hotel. I just am kind of a stickler about my hair dryer. If my hair feels gross, I feel gross. It's one of those luxury items that I just prioritize. That's why I put my catheters in a different container, right? So then I have this bag, which is a wet bag, which means that on the inside it's protected with a layer of plastic so that if anything does decide it wants to leak, it's easy cleanup and nice, convenient way to store those items like, you know, hair products. Then the only other thing I have is straightener. They don't have straighteners at the hotel, so I do bring my own straightener, and that's it. So all of those items are all fit perfectly. That's that. That's how I pack. That's what I put in my suitcase. Another thing that I typically put in my suitcase that I did not put in this suitcase this time, because obviously it's very tight and I'm using the smaller version of the suitcase. This is the additional item that I will be bringing, and this is my shower bench. This is my portable shower bench. It only goes with me to places where I know that I'm going to be there for quite some time and I'm gonna want as normal of a routine as possible. In some cases, it goes in my suitcase, in the bigger suitcase, but because I'm not going to be flying this time and I have the smaller suitcase packed, I have the bellhop who will be there to help me with 2 bags. I won't have to lug this or another bag or another suitcase around in the airport. I like to keep it in this bag. So I will zip this bag up, and then once I get to the hotel, I'll put it together. It's more comfortable for me than typically what is provided in those hotel rooms, although I am so grateful that they usually have very big bathrooms and it's really perfect for me. So that's all I have packed for this trip, in addition to what I showed you in my last video, which was in my actual purse. I'm wearing very casual clothes right now. Once I get to the hotel, I will change into what will be my business attire for the evening for our first get together, which will be tonight. So I'm gonna head out and I'm going to check in with you every now and then. I will show you how I am going to load this all into my car. It will be a process, but you can kind of get an idea of what it means to be in a wheelchair and how I make that work every day and how I'm able to do things like go on a business trip or be mobile. So I'll show you once I get into my car how I drive and what all of that means. So stay tuned and I'll check in with you soon. Okay guys, we are now outside and I am all ready to load up. There's all the things I'm gonna be bringing. The bag that I talked about on my previous video, my suitcase that we talked about this morning, and then that's my bag for my shower bench. So now I'm gonna load them into the car, then load myself and then my chair in the car, which show you how I drive, which is this little contraption right here. So this connects to the brake and the gas pedal and then up to my steering panel where I can easily access it. So I use everything with the one hand and it connects to both pedals. So if I push forward on the handle like this, it pushes the brake pedal like you just saw down there, and then if I pull towards me when I'm sitting in the seat, it will push on the gas pedal. It can be driven normally, so if a valet or my husband or anybody needs to drive this car or move my car for me, it's very easy. They can just use the pedals. It's a little bit different than normal because you have these big chunky contraptions on top of the pedals that make it a little more difficult, but overall it's pretty neat. So then when I'm done with this car and sell it or trade it in, I just have those removed and it's pretty close to back to normal. In some cases you can see they've got like a big hole that they've had to cut in my panel back there, but they usually patch that up or sell it accordingly. So that's that. We are now in the car. I just scooped my butt in. Someday I'll show you from a different angle. Here we go. Pull out my keys, start the engine, and we are on the road. I'll check in with you soon. Okay, so first stop is gonna be the bank to get cash to make sure I have enough to tip. Second stop, Starbucks, because duh. Okay, I'm checking in from my hotel. Everything was excellent, but I wanted to give you guys an idea of what like a bathroom setup looks like in a hotel. This is a slightly different hotel than I'm used to. Typically, there will be a king size bed, just one single king size bed, and then the bigger bathroom. This has 2 double beds, which is fine. I will just use one of them, and a double is plenty of room. What's really unique about this and what makes this an ADA accessible room is the space underneath, where I can roll my chair up under the sink to be able to get to everything. The shower is something big I want to show you, but the floor space, as you can tell, like I'm sitting in my chair in the middle of the room. The toilet is right over there. I can get right up to it. That's excellent. And I can just do like a 360 right here in the middle of the bathroom, which is perfect. There's the shower. It's ADA accessible because it has a 0 grade entrance. I don't know what they call that, but it's just like flat, and it goes straight into from the outside of the shower to the inside of the shower, which is perfect. That's exactly what I like when I'm at a hotel like this, because that means I can put my chair wherever I need to. I can get right up next to my shower bench, which is important because when someone's not here with me or like in the general area, I like to make sure I'm extra sturdy so I don't fall. They have a built-in shower bench here, and there are different types, and as we travel together, I will gladly show you kind of the differences in these types of places, but it's pretty generic that you see a roll under sink and then a roll in shower like this one with the shower bench that folds down, so that if I were with somebody, my husband or family, they can hop in the shower and it not be in their way, even though my husband deals with that all the time, like on the daily. Our shower has a bench in it that's permanent, not permanent, but that stays there. So he has to work around that. Another sort of adaptation to handicap accessible rooms is these closets typically have the hangers really low so that I can reach them, which is great. So like I said before, this room is set up with the 2 double beds. Here's just the entertainment type area with the desk, the 2 beds. My one concern is the height of the bed. Typically, these beds in the ADA rooms are a little bit shorter than this, but like you can see how high this bed is compared to my leg. So my knee is here, and the bed still has like a good 4 or 5 inches between my leg and the bed, which is gonna be a tougher transfer, but nothing I can't handle. I know I can do it, especially when this big comforter is pulled back and it's just the fitted sheet. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. I'm touching base with you now because I want to kind of go over what happened after the last clip that you saw. So I didn't check in much on the rest of the trip. It was a roller coaster of a trip. There was just so much going on. We were busy from sun up to sundown, and there just wasn't a lot of time for me to check in with you. And as soon as I got back from the trip, the next day I came down with some virus, had to go get a nice shot in the behind along with some cough medicine, and that cleared right up. So here I am now, and if you have any questions, please leave comments below. Subscribe to my channel, turn on that notification bell so that you know, because I do post a little sporadically. I don't have a set schedule. I have some ideas for some future videos, but please share some in the comments below. If there's more detail that you want to learn about, if there's more topics you want to know about, just comment below. Thanks guys so much for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope to talk to you very, very soon. Bye. I don't post very reliability. I don't post reliable.